Hi, everybody. It's Salini here, and I've got a collective reading for you. I'm just getting ready to lay out the cards. I shuffled, and I think we're ready to go. How's everybody doing tonight? Um, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, so I'm just going to keep doing readings, and this one's a collective one, so it's for the whole world and for everybody, to kind of get a sense of where we all stand right now. So let's see what these cards have to say about this planet and all of you in it. Mm. So I do the Celtic cross. That's the way I like to do it. So I have to lay it out. I don't, some people just go card one after another. I don't do that. I do the Celtic cross, which is everything has a position and a purpose. And then I will qualify some of the cards. So I hope you're all doing well. And glad to see you all. And I hope you'll subscribe. I'm going to do some free readings for some people that I picked who are new subscribers. So that's still going on. That offer is still good through November. If you would like if you are a new subscriber, you might win a free reading, and you need to put new subscriber in the comments. Also, I'm teaching Reiki 1 and 2 and my Jedi Warriorship class on the first 3 weekends of November. So if you're interested, um, shoot me an either purchase it online at my salini.love site or contact me through my website at salini.love and we can talk it over. Because I haven't decided which class I'm going to do on which weekend. It depends on how many people call and which weekend is best for everybody. Okay? So what do we got here? Let's get started. All right. Well, it looks like happy days are ahead. So we got the Four of Wands, which is a card of a happy home, and it could be a marriage. But I'm asking this for the collective, so I don't know that some of you might be getting married. I don't know, but this means a happiness is coming and prosperity and a happy home, basically. And it looks like a wedding. That's why this card comes up when people get married. And on top of that is justice reversed. So we still haven't received our justice, have we, for what's happening in the world? I mean, there's a lot of really bad things that have gone down, which I won't go into all the details, but as we know, children and women being taken and wars and poverty and homelessness. I mean, a lot of these things are still going on. We haven't received full justice for that. So that's part of what's being told right here. And that's because there are people who are not being accountable who are responsible for these things. They're still getting away with it. I don't know how much longer that's going to happen. But a crossing is the Two of Pentacles. Oh, I didn't show the Justice card. Here's the Justice card reversed. So we're still working on justice. Here's the Two of Pentacles upright. Well, it's crossing. So it's in this particular reading, it's crossing here. In other words, it's about to happen. So what this means is there are multiple options and priorities and things and opportunities that people are deciding on right now. This is balancing out your life and kind of like, what do I really want to do? I think we're all kind of at the crossroads, aren't we? Like things that used to work don't work anymore. And just what are we going to do? Maybe we don't have the job we once had. Maybe the money isn't as good. Maybe the cost of living is too high, or maybe you got a divorce or, your children you're supporting. I don't know what it is, but you've got a lot of decisions to make. But what it's saying is that there will be opportunities, multiple opportunities. That's what I'm seeing is coming for everybody. It's not going to be bad. I mean, we're going to go through some changes, folks, but we're also going to be given opportunities and ways in which we can better our lives. And ooh, man, look who's at the basis of this reading. Not surprising. Not surprising. And Mr. Devil showed up. And what this tells me, this is the matrix, is what this is. I interpret it according to the question and according to the reading. Excuse me. Every time I do a reading now, my throat starts to do that. Um, this is about being bonded in bondage to the matrix, and a lot of people still are. Like I've left the matrix, and what I mean by that is, I created my own business, and I'm on my own. I don't have to answer to a boss anymore. I mean, I did it for years, but there comes a point where most of us feel we're kind of done working for somebody else unless you're really happy in your job, which is great if you are, if you have a good boss. I can't say that I've really ever had a good boss. Um, but many people do, so it's kind of up to you. But being bonded to the matrix means that money, status, whatever's going on in the outside world, power, the way you want to be seen, um, maybe you're caught in a bad relationship, maybe you're caught in a bad job, or maybe you're just in bondage to the matrix where you want to have, money, status and power and possessions and wealth, all that. That's being stuck in the matrix. And this is the basis of what's happening on this planet, really. Is most people are, most people think that they're here just to make a living and um whatever, have some kids, go through college, whatever. That's the programming we received. It's not what we really came here to do. We've come here to wake up. All of us did. We've come here to evolve spiritually. That's the only reason we're all here. And also, I mean, to pay back karma and to complete karma and to complete the evolution of our soul, which is going into a beautiful place. You're in your spiritual cocoon, folks. It's time to step out of the matrix. Send this guy to the bench, man. Kick him to the curb. You don't need that matrixy energy anymore. It's really bad. Oh, so we had just judgment written out, justice reversed. Now we have judgment. Okay. Gets in the recent past, which means, and this I've been talking about this, the Holy Spirit, the Most High God has called judgment on the planet. I'm probably going to have to do a whole separate video just on that. But there is a collective judgment taking place on demons, narcissists, cabal members, Satanists, Masons, all the bad guys in the world have been judged. And you're going to see a lot of these people receive their judgment, whoever they are, wherever they are. And this again is a reading for everybody, so I'm not talking about anybody in particular. But the judgment has been called. So this is Gabriel is calling, and as you can see, there are people rising up out of the grave. And basically, it's not about people rising up out of the grave. It's about people who've been looting and polluting this planet for so long are going to be called out, and they're going to pay, definitely. So then yeah, so what goes along with that is the card in the immediate future is the Four of Cups reversed, which is, excuse me, the Four of Pentacles reversed, which is really about greediness, stinginess. It's about people saying, I'm not going to share with anybody. I'm going to hang on to mine. And, I mean, when we're going through a crisis, there's a reason for that. But, as the planet wakes up, there's going to be enough for everybody. We saw that with this card. There'll be multiple opportunities given to people. You're about to see that what was wrong with the matrix, this is the matrix. People being greedy, people not sharing, people stealing, all that kind of stuff. Kind of like, I'm going to hang on to mine and I don't care what happens to you and I'm going to take whatever I want. That's not cool. Definitely not cool. So all that's going to come to an end as we move into the judgment that has been called on the matrix and on the devilish people. So here's us in the reading, all of us, and it's the Queen of Pentacles reversed, which is that we've been in a position where we have not been abundant because of the matrix. They're siphoning all of our money, our taxes. They send it off to these trafficking networks. They send it to other countries. They make war. That's going to change. But this is where we've been, is in a state of poverty. And of course, then that makes us envious and jealous of other people who have more. And don't go there. You be happy for people, whoever they may be, whatever it is that they may have. So, the next card up is, okay, we got the Page of Pentacles reversed. Now, this is usually somebody that comes and makes an offer. So this is somebody who is not going to make an offer, is not going to, or a situation that's not going to offer you anything. And there's greediness. We keep getting greediness here. And that means that somebody's being lazy. They don't want to do their part, whatever it is. Um, and this is affecting our collective position on the planet, that we have people that are taking more than their share. They're hanging on to their more than their share. And so they don't want to do their part. And so this, when you don't contribute and do the work, you're going to be in a state of poverty. And this queen is the queen that's not financially stable. And she's kind of, self-centered and maybe just keeping it for herself. So we got several of these. We're in a state where we're still working this out. So the other thing I got here is burdens, the 10 of Wands. So everybody's working hard. They're carrying a lot of burdens. And I would say this is very true. So we're trying to get through that right now. And it's causing us a lot of suffering because we're working on ourselves and we're working on how to break free from the matrix. And how do we do that? There's like this and that and this and that we got to do, and start a business or whatever. Okay, I got to pause it. There's a call here. So we're feeling burdened, or a lot of people are anyway, because they're working on, either they're overworking or they don't have enough, or they're working on ways to passive income or how to get out of whatever situation they're in. So what I'm seeing here is a feeling of people being burdened and in bondage. And then the outcome gets better, and we're going to qualify this. So this is the 7 of Wands reversed. And what that means is somebody has stopped fighting and stopped defending themselves, and they're going to start enjoying life and feeling more confident. And they've been exhausted. We've been exhausted by the efforts, that everything that we went through in the last 5 years. We all know what that is. And how that's changed our lives, and it's affected our businesses and our health. So here's the card of the burden, the 10 of Wands, and then we have the 7 of Wands, which is that, people have been fighting and trying to survive. We're kind of been in survival mode. Um, but then the ultimate outcome is the Knight of Cups, which is that somebody comes and offers us something. Now, this could represent the universe offering us new opportunities. The Knight of Cups is like somebody offering you love. It's a knight in shining armor, following their heart. Prince Charming, proposals, creativity. I mean, it depends on the reading. In this case, we're not talking about weddings. We're talking about new opportunities. So somebody's going to offer you a cup, which it could be a loved one, but it could also be a work opportunity, or it could be a life opportunity, something coming into your life. So that's the basic reading. And what I want to do is qualify some of these things. Because, yeah, we also have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So let's see. We got the Devil. And we got that. And we got the Queen of Pentacles. I'm going to put those two together. And I think I'm going to do the Judgment. Like, what's the Judgment? And let's see, what else? And Justice. We don't have our Justice. We did get the Judgment. And then we've got the Knight of Cups. And so it's either going to be the happy home or the burden. Let's do the burden. What's the burden that we're carrying? Okay, so I'm going to qualify these 6 cards, which means I'm I'm going to shuffle again and we're going to see. So I've got Judgment, the Devil, the Burden of the Ten of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which is financial, maybe some pressure, some problems there. And then the Knight of Cups showing up with everything, offering the world. So let's see what we get qualified here. I got to shuffle for a minute. Qualify these cards, please. What is it that we need to know about these 6 cards? What is it that's happening for the whole collective that's really dynamite? And what can we expect in the future? Like, is it going to get better? I think it is, but let's see what the cards have to say. I'm gonna have to do a whole card just on um the spiritual war that we're in. This is spiritual warfare that we're in, folks, if you don't know. Okay, so is this good enough? One more? One more? Okay. 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 That looks good. We got that again. We got that again. Okay. So I forgot to mention the moon reversed was on the bottom, which was showing that secrets were coming out. Their secrets are coming to the surface. No more secrets and lies. And so a lot of people are going to go through changes because they've kept secrets. They did things they shouldn't have done, and it's coming to the surface. So for the judgment that came out, we got a recovery from financial loss. So this is a really good card when it's reversed. It's the Five of Pentacles reversed, which means when the judgment happens against the bad guys, the population, all of us we're going to get better financially. This is a reverse of poverty. So something's about to happen that's going to bring us more, you know, abundance and opportunities, whatever it is. We're going to come out of poverty. And then interestingly enough, on the qualifying the devil, we got the fool, which is a new start. Once the devil is taken down, which is the matrix, we're going to all have a new start that's going to be abundant. That's what I'm seeing. And then we have the burden, the Ten of Wands. And what we got for that is because we are hanging on to we're being greedy and stingy, you're overburdening yourselves, people. You need to let some things go. You really need to let go of something. I don't know what it is. It's going to be something for each of you. And so then we have for the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which is again not so much abundance and maybe some kind of financial issues. We got the Seven of Wands again reversed, which means the battle is really over and you're tired and you don't want to fight anymore. So you need to wait for God to bring you your new start, your abundant new start. That's what this is. You're going to get an abundant new start with the Fool and the Five of Pentacles. It's coming. So then after that, we have the Two of Swords reversed, which is this is decisions have been made. You've taken the lesser of two evils and you're going to take the right choice. And you've been having a hard time making the right decision, but you're going to do it now. It's coming. A proper decision is coming. And then on the bottom of this deck, we got the Ten of Swords. So a lot of us have been really suffering. I know my own journey to peace has been plagued by a lot of suffering. So I'm not surprised if it's happening to all of you. And I just want to say that we're coming out of that, okay? It's not going to all be bad. Okay. It looks like some good times ahead. Yeah, here we go. So, qualifying the judgment and we're coming out into abundance is the Knight of Pentacles. who has really been stuck. The Knight of Pentacles moves very slowly, and he's working on something, and then he finally brings the pentacle in to give to somebody. And then it's like, here's my effort. Here's the work I did. And he's finally turning it in. Um, but he feels kind of stuck, and, because he's a perfectionist, the Knight of Pentacles takes too long to get things done. So, but he is finally arriving. He might be stuck though. Some of you might be stuck. That card also represents people who are stuck. And some of you are going to have a hard time working on yourselves as you go through the end of the matrix. And don't let that stop you. Just keep going. It's going to come to an end. Then we have qualifying the Fool and the Devil. We have the Page of Swords reversed, which means there was deception, manipulation, um, gossip, things like that. The Page of Swords would usually come in with new ideas, the truth, mental energy, but instead it was reversed. So that means there's been deception, and it was the devil. So of course there's been deception, but you still get a new start. Um, so then as we keep moving, the burdens are lifted. And with qualifying the 10 of Wands with the burdens is the happy, like a celebration. The Three of Cups is coming. You have to do the work. You got to do that heavy burden work, whatever it is. Put in those years of 9 to 5, support those kids. I don't know what it is, but then comes a celebration. You're going to get some happiness, some money, friendship, some good things are going to come in. That's coming. It's coming. So then qualifying the Page and the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Seven of Wands reversed is the Nine of Pentacles, which is beautiful. This is like you're finally going to get the fruits of your labor. You're going to get your money, your self-sufficiency, and your financial independence. It's coming. It's all coming right there. We just had to go through this work phase, we had to go through the end of the matrix and the birth of the new. And then for the final, the Knight of Cups and the Two of Swords, where you finally make a decision, you have the Eight of Swords reverse, which means you're coming out of that mental mind, big mind F, with this anxiety and constantly mentally ruminating about everything that's been going on. That's going to end, and you're going to come out of this. So I'm going to do one more row real fast on this. And yeah, just like I thought, it's just going to get better and better. Yeah, you've got a new direction coming in. You're going to go in a new direction. You're not going to be anxious anymore. The sun has come out. So this happiness is ahead. The truth is going to come out. The secrets are going to be revealed. Justice is coming, but it's going to take a while because this is a long process, the end of the matrix and getting all the bad guys arrested. Decisions have been made. You're not going to juggle anymore. You're going to make a decision. You're going to stay focused. And then in comes your Ace of Pentacles, but this one's reversed. So some of you might miss an opportunity. And because you didn't plan, you didn't use your intuition, you didn't think it through. So it's really important because the abundance is coming. And you got to pay attention to your personal work so that you don't miss the opportunity. So that's that. And then I'm going to pull in a couple energy cards and just see what comes up. This is very positive, really. I mean, all of you are going to start going towards your positive future. And okay, Holy Spirit, let's have a couple energy cards, please. The energy of the day for the collective. What's the energy of the day for the collective? Energy of the day for the collective. Yes? Okay. Okay, it looks to me like it's time to make a plan for what your future is going to look like and to how to step out of the old and into the new. It's important that you think things through this time so you don't miss an opportunity. There's going to be a door to personal healing and happiness, but it's not opened yet, but it's going to as you do your proper planning, your proper planning. When you do that, there will be an open door. You're balancing your inner male and female polarities. And when you do that, a lot of opportunities will come in. You know, when we're all one or the other, all male or all female, all yin or all yang, because we get out of balance here, then you don't get what you need in the world. But when you've done this work, there's a new contract coming in. We're breaking contracts. This actually came out reversed. So we're breaking old contracts like with negative organizations, negative entities, negative people. We don't want to, there's a hair. All right, I got it finally. We don't want to be connected to certain people anymore that brought us down or organizations, institutions, jobs, churches, cults, families, whatever it is that brought us down, that enslaved you. You need to cut free. And then you have a new contract coming in right after that. That's what I'm hearing. So that's the energy for the day. And on the bottom of the deck, we got some romance possibly coming in once all that stuff happens. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's good for tonight. That is your collective reading for today, which I think is the 24th of October 2025. And we're heading towards the holidays, aren't we? Wow, a whole nother year. Can you believe 2025's gone? Almost. Well, we're in the Great Awakening of 2025, folks. So there's going to be a ton of changes, a ton of amazing things happening. You need to let yourself work on yourself. If you're interested in a personal session, you can come and see me. Um, like I said, I'm teaching classes and I'm also doing individual sessions, but everybody's going to have to wake up. This is not negotiable. The awakening is on. It's going to get harder and harder and harder to be here without awakening. If you refuse that, your body's going to take a hit. You're going to get sick. Your mind is going to take a hit. You might get a little kooky. So this is time for you to work on yourself right now and don't put it off, because when that slam down energy from the universe comes in, it's going to be tougher. If you haven't done any work, it's going to hit you really hard. And it's really important that you prepare yourself for that moment when it hits. I've already been doing this for a long time, so I'm well into my awakening. And that's why I like to help you guys, because I know what you have to do. So I hope you're doing your work. I hope you liked this, and we'll see you next time, okay? In the meantime, I say to you, I love you. Namaste, Om Namah Shivaya, big kisses, and I love you. See you next time.